Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are finally going to be decorating our shops area. I've never been super motivated to do big areas like this, but this week I thought of an idea on how I could decorate it. So let me show you around the area. I'm not going to be changing any of the paths or the space and area around the shop. I'm just going to decorate the shops in this video. The grassy parts I'm walking on are where I'm going to be decorating. I know it's really little, but I feel like I could fit a lot there and still make it look nice. So first I'm starting with this 3x4 space. One thing I struggled with is the path. I knew I wanted it to show up on the map, but custom designs are just too good. I ended up laying down this brick path. I felt like the path color kind of matched with Nook's Cranny, so I thought it would be fitting. I placed down a counter table so it's kind of like a stall. And why didn't I just use a stall? Because this item is better. Then I placed some items that are related to shopping, and I added some baskets and some groceries. I try to use colors that matched with Nook's Cranny because it's right next to the shop, so it's kind of like a little advertisement for the shop, which now that I'm looking back at it doesn't really make sense because the store is literally right next to the little mini shopping area, I'll call it. You can literally take 3 steps and then you're inside the store, but I still think it looks cute and it doesn't really need to matter. Next, I'm placing down some essentials. I really wanted to add a shopping cart. In fact, that was the item that I thought of this idea for. I don't really know what my idea was, but I was thinking of making a little mini market outside of Nook's Cranny. I kind of failed, but it's okay because I didn't really have a plan anyways. And now I'm starting to add some vertical height that I think will make it feel more like a little shop area. I don't know what this is turning into anymore because I thought it was a mini marketplace. Now looking back at it, it really doesn't make sense now, and I also trapped myself, so that area is inaccessible, but that's okay. They're just decorations for the shop anyways. Next, I added a tabletop festive tree. I'm thinking of saving my island in the winter, so that's why I'm starting to add a little bit of lights and Christmas elements and winter items, things like that, to make it feel very cozy because I feel like winter feels very cozy, but anyways, I'm starting to decorate this little strip. I wanted to add some greenery and plants and just items that would make sense if you would decorate like a strip. These next parts are pretty self-explanatory. I added items that you will see around a shopping district, like I added a bike because, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then I added some flowers just to bring out Nook's Cranny's vivid colors. And maybe I mentioned this before, but I didn't have a plan for this build. I was kind of just winging it. There were some items I wanted to put in a specific space or area, but for the rest of the space, I didn't know what to put. Like this kids tent was not planned. I just thought maybe it would look good. It looks okay, but I feel like it's just too white. Maybe I'll remodel this shopping district in the future, or maybe just make some tiny changes here and there. I added a lot of natural features and plants and flowers. I was thinking of adding items and things like that before. I don't really know why I moved to using flowers and stuff, but I think it looked good nonetheless. And for that little strip of custom designs next to the bench, I wasn't sure how I wanted to decorate that section. It's a really small section, but I wasn't sure how to decorate it. I was thinking maybe I can put some plants or like a small item. I think I ended up using plants or something, but I'm still kind of unsure about the area. I'll probably change it in the future into something better. And now I'm working on Able Sisters section. This time I went for a different path than the Nooks Cranny section. I'm using the wooden path because I think that the floor inside of Able Sisters is similar to the path that I'm using right now. At least from what I remember. I could be wrong. Then I try to put down this picnic blanket, which I wanted to use as a carpet, so it's kind of like the Able Sister made their own carpet or made their own floor, whatever you would call it. But it didn't work because the frills had a transparent pixel and the picnic blanket did not, so it wouldn't look right. So I ended up keeping the wooden path bare, but it was a small space anyways, so I don't think there would be any room to put custom designs if I really wanted to. The first thing I placed down was a patchwork chair. I thought this was really fitting because Able Sisters seem like they're very into handmade stuff, so even if they didn't make their furniture, it still seems very fitting. Then I placed down a vintage desk and put down a sewing machine and then a sewing kit right next to it. I really like that little nook. It just shows that the Able Sisters are really passionate about their sewing. The rest of the area I could change. The hanger rat looks pretty good there. It just shows that, they've been making clothes. But the rest of my decorating is not as good. I added a winter's coat and hat because I'll be saving this in the winter. I tried to elevate the hat so it's kind of peeking behind the coat, so it kind of covers the face mannequin, but you can still see the hat. I don't like the black stand and the face mannequin that the hat and the coat is on. It just bothers me a little bit, but other than that, I think that area is good. Now I'm working on the sides of Nook's Cranny. There was an ABD there originally, so I kept it there, and I did end up changing that slide to something else. And now I'm working on Able Sister a little bit more. I just added a couple more decorations. Then I placed down a round pillow, which is super unnecessary because you can't even see it. And then I placed an elaborate Komodo in front of it, so now you really can't see it. But I think it looks nice nonetheless. But I still like the Nooks Cranny section better. I feel like I always work harder on the Nooks Cranny section than the Able Sisters. I terraformed a little bit, so I guess you can call this building, but except it's only like 2 tiles wide that I'm terraforming. But I found that part unnecessary, so I just got rid of it. I'm starting to clean this mess of flowers by doing it section by section, but the main point was to build an incline over here, and I actually don't know why I cleaned up the flowers because I could just overwrite them now that I think about it. Oh, right, because I wanted the cliffs to extend a little bit. The incline won't fit there because the Able Sisters is blocking it, so I needed to extend it a little bit further. Also because it's covered by trees and flowers, and you wouldn't even be able to see or access the incline if all those trees and things were in the way. So I just cleared it up a bit, but it's still really messy. I decided I wanted to add 2 inclines because the one near the cafe, you gotta walk through it, and it's more closer to Nook's Cranny, but Able Sisters is a little bit more further, so I decided to build one right next to Able Sisters. Once I built it, I started to add some final touches to the build. I just moved the cart a little bit because it was right in front of Nook's Cranny, and that might get in the way. I replaced the elephant slide for an ironwood low cart and placed some scones on top of it. I don't think there's not one area where I hadn't included food items. I mean, they're just super cute. I may even make a designated area for food items, like maybe a kitchen in the future, but no spoilers. And now I'm adding the last 2 items to fill up those gaps next to Able Sisters. And then I'm practically done. I time traveled, so the incline would be built. I hope you like the speed build shopping area that I created. Feel free to take inspiration for this build and let me show you the final look. So if we get up and head to the right side, we have some decorations put out, and as I mentioned before, some of the items are random and I didn't really know what to put there, so I probably am gonna change a lot in the future. And I decorated this little section next to the Able Sisters, and I'm probably gonna change that hat and the coat, but if we move down to the Nook's Cranny section, I made this little mini market area, or this mini shop, and I just added a few shop items or supermarket items. I like that little Nook's Cranny section, so I'm probably not going to be changing it, but other areas I might change. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this build, and please like and subscribe if you want some more content like this, and I'll see you next time. Bye!